Hi, this is János, it's Real World Audio, and this is a little bit of a segue. Uh, and I'm going to talk about solid state amplification, namely the Micro EPA1 power amplifier. And why is that? That's because, as you see here, a while ago I made a couple of videos on this power amp, which is a solid state power amp, and I just received a question about this amplifier in one of my last videos on hearing, where I shared that I, for me, when I listen to music, listen to audio gear, extensive listening with anything but tube amplifiers, and not just tube but good tubes, for me is not possible because I find them all fatiguing except for one. And then I got the question, which is that single power amplifier, János, that you can tolerate, which is the solid state amplifier, and is the Micro EPA one. So I thought that maybe it would be a really good idea to talk again about this very special amplifier, and that's because now that I looked at these videos, they actually had mostly not that much view on them, and I think it's something that is of great interest to find solid state amplifiers which are of high sound quality, something that even if you have very sensitive hearing, you can tolerate, you can live with. And to this day, this is the only solid state power amplifier that I ever tolerated in my living room. Everything else just topped out at maybe like half an hour listening and just went out, with the exception of the big Conrad Johnson big solid state amp, the 350 SA, but even that doesn't come close to the naturalness of the Micro EPA one. And of course, when I talked about this amplifier, many of you commented that from in Europe you cannot get this amplifier, and so why am I talking about something that you can never have, or most of you can never have? But those of you who live in California, live in the United States, you can easily source a used PA1, probably even for very cheap. And if you run across one of them, just grab it. And on one of the comments that I was reading in these past videos, I had a comment that someone found a PA1, picked it up based on my advice, and then he was really surprised because he said that, wow, this amplifier sounds like my push-pull 300B, and it just sounds so natural that it's beyond what is attributed to solid states, and just incredible that a solid state amplifier can sound so natural and so musical and so non-mechanical. And in one of these videos, I think this is the one, the PA1 amplifier review part 2. That's where I talk about the insights. So it is not a typical review where I get a sheet and I read out the parameters and tell you what's the price, where you can buy it, kind of like your favorite drug dealer. But I'm sharing my ideas, my thoughts on it, and also I'm just opening up the video for you. And what I want to show is that I'm showing the insights. So when I'm just scrolling and waiting for it to load, it doesn't really want to load. Come on. Finally has a okay, there it is. And then you see I'm drawing things on it. So this video is really about me opening it up and going through the details of what's inside. And when you learn what's inside, how's the topology working, what's the design principle of this amplifier, then this is a really good clue for all of you who cannot get this exact same amplifier to hunt for something similar. And what is it? You can check out in this video. I don't want to repeat it again. So that's where it is, that I describe in detail what's inside, what makes it special. And for me, this has been the only amplifier that is solid state and I have ever tolerated, but this does not mean that this is the only amplifier in the whole universe that I could ever tolerate. The simple truth is that there are literally trillions of manufacturers, quadrillions of models, and humanly it's not possible to listen to all of them, especially for me, as I live here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. For me, it's not possible to listen to the plethora of the European amplifiers. So if you live in Europe, probably you have a very different selection of amplifiers you can source. And if you ask my opinion on them, well, in many cases when you ask, that's the first time I hear the mention of the name of the company, and I can't say anything about stuff that I never heard. So that's why I'm showing what's on the inside, what makes the difference, and then you can follow up to find products products like this in your neighborhood that are similarly built. Then you might find solid state technology that is musical and non-fatiguing. So basically this video that I just showed, it's this one and continues with that. That's the second part, because it went over half an hour, so that's finishing it. And now this is a separate video. I know this is really confusing. This has confused me too. I had to just watch a little bit of each of them to make sense of it. So this is the video that's a separate video, and this is more like how, oh geez, I forgot what it was. I just have to open it up again. Anyway, it's loading. Wow, has it loaded? Yeah, it's kind of loading. So now let's see what's in this video. What can we make out of it? Somehow my connection is just super slow. I never seen
It would
this
take
so
up
slow
much.
before. Okay. It seems I am still showing the innards of the amplifier. So yeah, I guess that watch these 3 videos, and that's where you see what's inside, what makes it special, and these are the criteria that you can use to find other special amplifiers. And now there's 2 more episodes for those of you who are not so technical and you are just interested in how it might sound. So basically in these 2 videos, this is the video where I talk about my system, where the Michael Yi is playing, and both of these have sound samples that I recorded with the Michael Yi playing. And this sound sample has classical Indian music playing, and this was with using CD as a source. And here in the second one, I open it up with a sound clip that I played from YouTube. And when I am listening to these clips, so when I click on these videos, this sounds fantastic. Even through YouTube, like listening through my Legrand speakers, this sounds absolutely fantastic. And when I listen to the other one, it sounds rubbish. And not just through Legrand, through loudspeakers as well, and other computer I listen to, it also sounds rubbish. And somehow that's what I noticed, that when I make recordings with my Tascam recorder, then if I have CD as a source or vinyl, they turn out pretty decent. But when I play something from YouTube and record it, it's absolute rubbish. But the funny thing is that when I listened to this YouTube clip that you hear there, it was a soul-gastic experience. It was just really incredible. It's just like very, very hard to describe the experience. And just because of the raw energy and the life and it's just absolutely phenomenal. but that now when I just listen to, and I also checked it out through headphones as well, neither of them, it doesn't come through. It's just a very it's really annoying that there the source was a YouTube source, which means that a low resolution MP3. And curiously enough, when I was playing it in the system, it was not bothersome. Yeah, I do notice that it's not as high resolution, doesn't contain as much information as a CD or a high resolution file or vinyl or even a cassette tape. But it's not bothersome, it doesn't fall apart. But when I record it and again it gets converted and uploaded and downloaded to you, then there is a very, very noticeable gap that it is just plain rubbish. That's how I would describe it. But anyway, I shared it nonetheless. At that time, I didn't know how it will turn out. I just recorded it. It sounded great live, uploaded, downloaded, sounds rubbish. Now we all know. And this is what I have observed of every single recording that I recorded from the YouTube as a source. When I listen to them live, they sound absolutely awesome. And when I upload it and I listen to it again, it sounds total rubbish compared to the original files which are on YouTube and rubbish in general. So anyway, so these are the couple of videos, and I will try to include the links to these videos in the description of this video. So this was just my little segue about solid state amplification. And by the way, the solid state amp in these videos, that's my buddy's Irvin's Michael Yee, and yeah, it is a really fine amplifier. Anyway, so thank you guys for tuning in, for listening, and whether you have solid state or tube amplifiers, it really doesn't matter. If you love it, then you love it. That's all that matters. And if you love it already, you don't have to replace it. If you don't like it, I think then this video and the recommendation what I'm giving to you where to look for, then in that case it will be helpful for you. So have an awesome day. Bye bye.